Hey everyone, it's the FinalRound and my name is Jordan and we are in week 5 of the NFL now. And with my picks, you're going to see an image on the screen. That image will be from a data app called Outlier. They are one of the best data apps out there. They're even being nominated for an award for the best gambling app of the year, so good luck to them. I hope they can win that. If you'd like to check them out, I have a link in the description. It'll give you a 7-day free trial, and then you can see if you would like to go further from there and pay for the subscription, which it should pay for itself over time. But this episode will be powered by Outlier. In my first pick, I'm slowly getting into spread picks and over and unders. I'm working my way into it. I know more people were asking for them. So far 2 for 2 with spreads and over and unders. I know they can be tricky, so I'm gonna give one for this episode, and we'll see if I can gradually give more as I get more confident with them. But the spread pick I'm going with, and I don't like the big spreads, but I just feel pretty good about this one. It's gonna be the Dolphins at minus 12.5 against the Giants. Now the Giants, we were giving them a pass, or at least I was giving them a pass of being awful because they played against the Cowboys and they played against the 49ers. They didn't look good. So they had their test up against Seattle Seahawks, who weren't that great defensively. And the Giants went out there and they put up 3 points. They were awful. They couldn't even handle the Seahawks, or at least make it competitive. So I think it's safe to say the New York Giants are not good. And now they're going to Miami against this high octane offense. The Giants against the spread this year are 0%. They have not hit their spread at all on their side. And the Dolphins are 75%. The one miss was last week against the Bills where they got blown out. So I'm liking the Dolphins at minus 12.5 to get that 13-point lead and not look back. I would be shocked if the Giants can hang with this Dolphins offense. And if you guys could you please like the video? And if you haven't, please subscribe to the channel. And if you have a little bit of extra time, could you leave a comment for the algorithm? Tell me some plays that you like, because I know I can't cover absolutely everything because there's so many games going on. There's so many props. Let me know some spreads that you like, or let me know some players that you like that I may not have talked about, because I know there's so much more and I'd love to hear your feedback. So thank you for taking time out of your day to help out my channel with that comment to boost for the algorithm. So sticking with that Giants and Dolphins game, the Giants are giving up the 8th most rushing yards a game. They gave up 4.6 yards to carry to Kenneth Walker. Last week we got 79 yards, and then Charbonnet got 6.2 yards per carry for 31 yards, and then he had Christian McCaffrey 4.7 yards to carry, 85 yards, and then James Conner 4.6 yards to carry, 106 yards. And now we have the Dolphins' 2 great running backs who've been running all over everyone, especially Devin Achane of the Miami Dolphins. I like his over 49.5 yards up against this Giants defense. He had 203 yards versus Denver, who are the worst defense against the run in the NFL. And then he had 101 against Buffalo last week in limited opportunities. And I also like his over 15.5 for his longest rush. He had a 67-yarder against Denver, and then even against the Bills, he had a 55-yarder. So I can see him breaking away for, a 16-plus yard run. That's just what he does. He's the speedster. And the other running back of the Dolphins, Raheem Mostert, his line's actually dropping. I think it's because of his 9 yards last week against Buffalo. And Buffalo's a tough defense to run on. So I'm going to give him a chance against this Giants defense who can't really stop any running back. I like his over 46.5 rushing yards. They were playing from behind last week. I know the opportunities that he got against the Bills, he didn't do well. But they were trying to throw most of the game. He did have 121 yards against the Patriots. And then against the worst defense in the NFL, he had 82 yards. So I can see him going over this 46.5 rushing yard mark. I don't know why people are taking the under just because of that one bad game. I can see both of these guys taking their turns and getting their respective yard marks and on hitting the over. Next, I would like to talk about the Jets in Denver. So we have to target Denver's awful defense, and now we have the Jets. We saw Zach Wilson in prime time kind of just flipped the switch and he outplayed Patrick Mahomes. They said it was the first time Patrick Mahomes has ever been outplayed in his career, even in college, which is crazy to think that Zach Wilson could do that. But let's start with Denver's rushing. They give up the most rushing yards per game, and it's by a wide margin. The second worst rushing defense gives up 20 yards less a game. So I like Breece Hall, who had a really good game in week 1 and then has played some tough defenses. So I like the over on his 60.5 rushing yards. This is actually plus money at plus 100. He struggled versus the Cowboys and the Patriots. And against Kansas City, they had to play from behind that 17-0 deficit. He played catch up and didn't get many opportunities, and he still got 56 yards rushing, close to this mark. So the Broncos, of course, we know that they gave up 103 to Khalil Herbert last week. They got destroyed by the Dolphins, which I talked about. And then even Chris Brooks on the Dolphins, their third string running back, got 66 yards. He went over this line. So really good opportunity here for Breece Hall to find some openings and break this rushing yard mark. And with plus money, I think this is a really good play. And we have to talk about Denver's passing defense. They're third worst in passing yards per game. So obviously I'm going to look at Garrett Wilson over 57.5 receiving yards. If you look at their team targets, he's getting 27% target share with 9 targets per game. And Zach Wilson kind of was getting in a groove. And Garrett Wilson is like an otherworldly talent. He can catch just about anything if it's within reach. If Zach Wilson can keep that mojo going, Garrett Wilson should be able to hit this mark pretty easily against Denver. And also looking at the target share, I know you see Allen Lazard right there. I know he's got a lot less targets than Garrett Wilson, but I don't hate his line at 32.5 receiving yards per game because he's gone over that 3 out of 4 games. He's a big hitter. He gets the long passes. He's averaging 16.9 yards a catch, and they have his longest reception at 17.5 yards. So I like the over on that as well. He's gone over that 3 out of 4 games. His receiving average per catch is almost near his longest reception line. So I think that's pretty crazy, and this should be a good look. Hopefully Zach Wilson can build off of that game against the Chiefs, forget about that fumble that he had, and start hitting Garrett Wilson and Lazard for some big plays against this defense that should be able to give him up. And I'd like to shout out my partners. I don't want to just throw one up here. Guys, I have a lot of partners who have emailed me, and I do like their apps. There are some apps that have reached out to me, and I say no to them. So use promo code FinalRound11 on all of these. There's Underdog, JOCKMKT, Sleeper Fantasy, and ParlayPlay. I like all these apps. I use all these apps. Use promo code FinalRound11 and they will match your first deposit up to $100. So you can get these apps and just compare lines, and you can get that free $100 on all of them if you want to try them all out. There will be links in the description that'll take you straight there with the promo code, and you can give it a try. So thank you to anyone who does that for me. I appreciate it. Next pick, let's take a look at the Bengals. Their rushing defense, they give up the second most rushing yards a game, and they're going up against the Cardinals, who have James Conner, who they like to give the ball to him. He's getting 15.5 carries a game. The Cardinals, they stay in just about every game. They beat the Cowboys. They're a surprise team of the year, and they're going to give the ball to James Conner a lot. He's getting 57% of the rush share. He's gone over 60.5 rushing yards 3 out of 4 times this year. The one time he didn't go over was against the 49ers, where they were playing behind. They kind of had to give up on the running game and throw a little bit more. And then my last play, this is a random one, but we have to take notice. It kind of was quiet last week, and I'm not sure too many people noticed. But Alvin Kamara, over 4.5 receptions. They have that at plus 114. He had 13 catches on 14 targets last week, and obviously that's not going to happen again, but if we can just get half of that, he's going over this. So I just want to sneak that one in there, that last one. Alvin Kamara over 4.5 receptions. With that plus money, I think that's just a great one to put some money on. If you'd like to discuss lines further, I have a Discord. The link is in the description. There's conversation going on about football. There's playoff baseball, Korean baseball, WNBA finals are about to start, MMA, boxing whenever there's a big boxing match, just pretty much everything. There's a lot of conversation and there's a lot of people. It's free, and there's a lot of great people bringing their research and building slips together and trying to beat the bookies all together. So it's a great community, very positive. So hop on in, and this research takes time for me. If you do well with it and you feel like giving back, I have a Cash App and a Venmo in the description. You can donate back to the channel. Thank you to the people who have done that. I know I've earned it whenever I do get those donations back, and I appreciate it. Obviously, you don't have to do it. I'm just trying to do my best to help you guys make some money. So I'm thinking about doing a Sunday night football and then maybe a Monday night football video kind of separately. I feel like I do better if I can focus on one or two games and kind of hone in on what's going on, and then try to find the props and think of how the game's going to play out from there. Because when you get just a wide range of games, you kind of have to pick and choose. So that's why I've been targeting the worst defenses. I know there's best defenses that we could take a look at as well and look for some unders. But let me know if you'd like to see a separate video for Sunday Night Football and a separate video for Monday Night Football, and I'll make those and get those out to you. So God bless you all. Hope you all do well. Good luck to everyone. It's the final round. My name is Jordan. I will catch you on the next one. Bye.